and I could actually see your questions as they come in. I'm hoping the third time is a charm, Mark. Seems like no one has a question anymore, though. I'm stripping my Works SR cases and want to use paint stripper. What do you use? You can use paint stripper, Mark. SR cases, obviously, it's a Works by part. You want to be very careful with that. Yes, you can use stripper. Do you have the cases split? You can still use paint stripper doing that. Yeah, I've used paint stripper. I've used AAA glass bead, but I'm very, very careful with the threaded screw holes. I put screws in there. I tape off a lot of stuff, bearing surfaces and things of that nature. I tape all that stuff off so I don't get all that grit and stuff inside there. You're hearing a lot of people today that are also using vapor blasting. I think vapor blasting is really good, especially on cases. I don't think it's so great like on lower fork legs or certain things that are still needed, are going to be needing sanding or filing or refinishing. But on a set of cases where there probably isn't too much damage, I would recommend vapor blasting as well. So you can try that. But I would still, on some of the screw holes, some of the blind screw holes, I'd still put some old screws in there, just to keep all the crap out of there. Things like paint stripper, or if any kind of dirt or grime gets in there, you'll be able to protect it from getting that stuff out or getting that stuff in. They're mag cases. I don't think that really is going to make a bit of a difference, whether they're magnesium or they're aluminum. I don't believe I've ever read anything or had any bad experiences with using paint stripper on magnesium. So you might want to try that. This is still a little weird to me because you got to remember, I'm reading the questions, but I don't hear anything. So, yes, Wes Seeley, I am back. And so are you. Thanks for joining us. I was thinking about maybe making this a call-in program where I would actually give you a phone number. You can call in and we can hear your voice over the phone. But I think I've got enough technological problems as it is. I don't think I need any more electronic stuff on this little broadcast right now. So we can keep going where we are. Mark Hildebrand, I hope that answered your question on paint stripper for the SR cases. Wes Seeley, Joe, still wondering about refinishing my KX rims. This is Wes from Houston, not Wes, the other guy, Wes Willis. I know I got you guys confused a couple of times. Refinishing these KX rims. What's really the question, Wes Seeley? You don't know how you want to do it, what you want, kind of finish you want on them. First of all, obviously, you're going to have to take all the spokes out, remove everything. And if it's the rim itself you're looking to refinish, the aluminum rim, you're going to have to strip off the old anodizing. I have a guy out here in California, what he does is he buffs it off. I can do it too, but it's kind of a dirty job and it's a little time consuming. So you want to buff off all the old anodizing and make it shine, like a polished aluminum part that you can put on a motorcycle. After that, you can take it to your anodizer, have them anodize it in a clear, okay? Or if he does that a few times, it'll come out more like a silver, and that's how you would finish it. Of course, if you have some nicks and things in there, you could try and sand them out, but remember, you're only going to be able to do so much. You could, if you have some serious nicks, or, well, I wouldn't do it on a crack, but if you have some serious nicks, you could have your welder fill those little nicks in. You could sand it down, but your anodizing, when you go to refinish it, it's going to be a little bit of a different color where someone welded that rim as opposed to the rest of the rim. So that's something to keep in mind there. I hope that sort of answered your question. Wes Seeley from Houston, not the other Wes. Okay, see there's 10 comments here, but I'm only stock finish, yeah. So yeah, with the stock finish, that's what you want to do. You want to make sure you strip off the old anodizing, get it polished, and bring it to an anodizer. If you'd like, this is what I've recommended before too, because I've heard some people have asked me questions about The anodizing on a rim, what's it going to look like? Is it going to be shiny? Because you technically do see through anodizing. You see what's underneath it. I would recommend, okay, getting a flat piece of aluminum. Just something flat, maybe a foot long, 6 inches high, flat. Polish it in different grades. In other words, sand one section down, polish it to a mirror finish. Go to the next one. You might want to polish it to a mirror finish too, but after you're done, take a little Scotch-Brite pad and put a grain in it, okay, like a brushed finish. And maybe do something with a third section to where you polish it, or you just sand it down, then you polish it, and you have 3 different textures. Give that plate to your anodizer. Tell him to dip it in the anodizing. When he pulls it out, you'll see which one you like. I've heard a lot of questions about this over the years, especially when it comes to Elsinore rims, where some people say, well, there's more of a frost finish on it. It doesn't look like it's a clear, very smooth anodizing, and that may be true. To get that again, you're going to have to experiment a little with a couple of different finishes or medias on your aluminum to see what it's going to look like when you're done. So I have a favorite brand of stripper. I knew so many strippers years ago, Mark. Paint stripper. Yeah, clean strip. Clean strip is good. You can get it in Home Depot and most any home improvement supply store. Aircraft stripper is also phenomenal. Very, very strong though. You got to use it outside or in a well-ventilated area. It's called, I just said it a moment ago, aircraft remover. Got a picture of a plane on it, comes in a blue can. Very, very potent stuff though. But it'll strip pretty much anything. Any kind of paint. It'll definitely eat into body work if you leave it on too long. It'll remove even powder coating. Very, very potent stuff. A little more expensive, but it really cuts even the toughest, hardest old types of paint. And got finished. There's the stripper. Can everybody hear this? Is the sound okay? Is it coming through, or? Let me know. Type in something. Aircraft stripper takes too long. Mark, if time and history have taught us anything, that the vintage motocross business is a game of patience and skill, not speed and strength. It might take too long, but sometimes it just takes longer. Joe, what's going on with the MX show? American Motocross Restoration. I can't really talk too long about it or too much about it right here. We do have a business plan put together, which a lot of you helped us out with. We are out there looking for private investors to do the show, or maybe some corporate investors. If you know anybody that may be interested in doing something like that, you can always drop me a line, and I'd be happy to send them the business plan. There's a couple of different things that we're working on. In fact, I may have a little bit something more to say about it, probably the 3rd or 4th week in September, if a meeting comes through that we've been working on. But it's still alive, and we're still trying our best. Hello, Tony Travis. Only seeing so many comments at a time now, and I don't know why. if you got some more questions, guys, as I said, it's a little new to me. I can't hear your questions, and I don't really have any questions to read unless you type something in. So right now, yeah, I am a little inexperienced with this, so there's going to be some dead space in the meantime. So if you shoot some questions to me, Fox Monitor. Oh, this here, little Fox sticker. Yeah, I don't know when I put that on there, Keith. But you know what, Keith? Now that I've got you here, here's something I can talk about. Keith Geisler has purchased a factory Harley 250 MX, and he did a lot of research on it. And I know he's been working on it for about maybe even up to 2 years now. I remember seeing a post about it on my other group, Vintage Motocross Buyers and Sellers Price Guide. And Keith did a phenomenal job with this bike of really tracing back the history of it. And he's got some amazing pictures of it, and from what I understand, he's even recently written a book about it. So Keith, if you would like to tell us a little bit more about that, or type in the comment section where the people can find that book, I'm sure they would be really thrilled to buy it. There's always been a big mystique, a big mystery surrounding the Harley Davidson 250 MX. Of course, the names, Rex Staten, Marty Tripes pop up, but I see you've got somebody named O'Brien in there, Don Kadowski. It seems that you've amassed so many pictures and so much information on that particular bike, along with getting some of the gear that went along with it. Anyway, Keith, great job. If there's any way we can kind of promote the book here and get somebody to buy a copy, I'd be happy to help you out with that. Dave Tice, I have a customer with a steel tank that needs a restoration, 83 Magna. Would you be interested in doing that? Can you do that? Honestly, right now, we are so busy with aluminum gas tank work that I just don't have time to do steel tanks, especially steel street bike tanks. If it's got a dent in it, you know, a really qualified body shop with their weld sticks and their pulling tools, they can get the dents out a lot of the dent out of that tank, but it's never going to be perfect if they do it. There's always going to be a little bit of body filler in there. My recommendation for steel tank work, and I tell probably 100% of the people that ask me about it, is to call Brian Fettigan at MX Restorations in Morton, New York. Brian is a whiz with steel. He's a great painter. In fact, my gas tanks go all the way back to New York for paint, because I've had a lot of painters out here in California, and what I notice a lot is they have, how can I say it? They have George Barris egos, but they have George Costanza enthusiasm, okay? They do the first one or two really well, and then it kind of slacks off. And it's been very disappointing. So I send them all back to New York. I send them to Brian Fettigan. He does a great job, and I would recommend anybody with a steel tank to give him a call. He's painted my tanks for years, a great guy. So give Brian Fettigan a yell. Wes Seeley, what do you think about Terry Good buying Roger's collection? Lucky SOB. Yeah, I guess Terry is pretty lucky in that way, but the guy's worked hard all his life, and we're lucky to really have him. That he's made that kind of money that he can go out and make purchases like that. And now he's going to open up the International Motocross Museum in Chicago. I think that is absolutely going to be, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be the Baseball Hall of Fame of motocross. It's going to be like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for motocross. It will be the place to be, and anybody who's got anything to do with dirt bikes and motocross, I'm certain is going to want to be there. What do I think about it? I'll let you in on a little secret. I was over at Brad Lackey's house yesterday, and that question came up about Terry Good buying Roger's bikes. My question to Brad was, did you know that Roger had all this stuff after all these years? And Brad didn't say he did know or he didn't know, but he said he really wasn't surprised because those bikes are from the early 70s. Of course, back in that time, or late 60s, you had Joel Robert riding for Suzuki, you had Sylvain Debors riding for Suzuki, Jan Debors, and of course, Roger DeCoster, again, all on Suzuki. Brad said to me, all that stuff had to go someplace. There was no Belgium Suzuki when that was going on. So I think they used like Roger's garage or a warehouse or something close by, and that's where all that stuff was able to be put away. I don't want to speak out of turn. This is just me and Brad having a conversation yesterday about how Roger may have, or obviously did, get all that stuff. Terry Good buying it and making it open for us to see in a public display. It'll be the most amazing thing. I can't wait to get there. God bless Terry Good and all he's done for the preservation of motocross. Keith Geiser is saying to us he's hoping that his book release date will be before Christmas 2019. Thanks for the shout out. It was my pleasure, Keith. Thanks for all the hard work you put into that and making that available to us. 31 comments. I'm only able to see so many comments at a time. Mike Husted, Joe, what ended up being the answer to relining drum brake hubs? Does anyone do this, or are we stuck with finding replacement hubs? The only guy I knew that was relining hubs, but they were for tacos, was Woody Graves at Woody's GP Products. I'm not really sure about anybody else relining hubs for Yamaha, Suzuki's, Kawasaki's, or what have you. So, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't really know the answer to that right now. Well, it's 7:56 and I do smell dinner, so I'm going to let this roll for another couple of minutes. If you have any more questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you. If not, I'm going to fine-tune this a little more, maybe give myself a little backdrop behind me, fix the lights, do some things, and in another week or so, I'll come back and do it again. Again, I'm seeing 32 comments, but I'm only seeing... You want to see my new shop, Mark Hildebrand. Mark, we'll talk about that, me and you. I would love to have you out here to show it to you. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing them, Mark. I just want to make it interesting, maybe give some people ample time to know that we're going to be doing this. Probably, I don't know, maybe we'll do it like once a week again and make it at a reasonable hour so people can get in here and fire away with the questions. I'll do my best to answer them. And again, it could be about modern motocross too. It could be about modern stuff. It could be about supercross. If you got a question about that, I'd be happy to have some banter with you about that. Frank Templeton, welcome. Peace to you too. Did the fires affect me? No. I've been blessed. Since I've lived here, there have been fires somewhere within, sometimes as close to like 50 miles away. There was a time last summer where the smoke was so bad in our area, and the closest fire was 50 or 60 miles away, and you still had to wear a mask, and it was really, really difficult. Really, really difficult to be outside during the day during those times. So no, West, fires haven't affected me. My Husted, Joe, just to let you know, for the show, there seems to be a hiss in the background. Steak sizzling or a hose leaking. My wife is out there frying up something. I'm not sure what it is. Are you going to barber this year? Probably not. We just moved into a house 3 months ago. I don't know. I'm always really selective about going to things because I like to get back to New Jersey at least a couple of times a year, and I can only take off so much time from work and to go away. I love to get back to Jersey to see my family and friends, and this year, I don't know. Usually I go at Thanksgiving. I may not even go at Thanksgiving this year. I may go between Christmas and New Year because I got a big birthday coming up, and I'm going to spend it back there for Christmas with my family and my friends back there. So I don't know about barber. You never know. I'm seeing 38 comments, and yet I can only read or see like 4 or 5 at a time. So I don't know if I'm missing any questions that you guys have asked or not. Again, my first time trying it this way. I'll get this thing fine-tuned and see if I can't figure out a way to get it all tightened up for the next time. Well, it's 8 o'clock. Thank you all for joining me on this newfangled way of doing the vintage motocross Q&A. We're going to try it again. I'll let you know a couple of days in advance. You all can come back, ask some questions, and we'll have a good time and hopefully a better show next time. Thanks for joining me, guys.